Hi, I'm Travis Markwood with the Lancaster Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce. You're watching Business Forward here, a production of Interface Video in a partnership with the Chamber of Commerce. And we're out here at Lancaster Greenhouse in the New Leaf Market. I'm with owner-operators Rob and Jill Allen. How you guys doing today?
Good, Travis. Good.
Absolutely. Well, we've got a lot to look at today, but wanted to start right out here in front of their new facility, their new New Leaf Market, and we want to talk a little bit about the history of the greenhouse, how the two of you got started in the business, and some of the things you offer here.
Well, we've actually been in the business for quite a while. We took ownership from George and Pat Johnson back in 1999, so I believe this would be 16th year approximately. Every year we've worked on continuous changes and improvements. Obviously, being a garden center, our big push is great plants, landscape type items, your mulches, trees, shrubs, great flowers. So we've just kind of built on that year after year. So just been, really lucky to have all the community support over the years. From, when we bought it, we were basically kids. I still feel like a kid, but when we bought it, we truly were kids. And
you still look really young, by the way.
Thanks, Travis. I appreciate that. So we've had so much community support over the years, and that's kind of what led us to creating the New Leaf Market that we just recently opened this past spring.
Absolutely. So let's tell folks again where you're at, just to remind them. You're right across from Lancaster High School on Route 37, just right outside Rising Park area. I think most people are familiar with where you're at, but how big is the facility here in terms of its layout?
Layout-wise, we are about 3 acres, and we use almost every square inch and then some. We're, really pinned in here, but we have a lot of greenhouse grower houses that you don't even see from the roadway. So we have a lot of facilities and, room to grow great plants.
And OUL.
And we do have a partnership with both Fairfield County DD and OUL. We utilize their greenhouse and have a great program with clients from Fairfield County DD who do the growing operations for us up there and as kind of a wholesale supplier to us. So that's a great addition as well.
Yeah, that's a great program. If I'm not mistaken, you kind of start some of the early plants there, the starters up there, correct? During the winter months in their greenhouse, is that right?
Yeah, yep, exactly. And
good.
A lot of the plants are kind of harder for us to source. They grow those for us to give us availability on them.
Excellent. Now I saw some folks pick up some really nice looking trees here a little bit ago. You asked us for a little help, but we kind of ignored you. So you've got trees here as well. We mentioned some potting classes and things like that. We may go take a look at that in a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah. We have a potting bar, and women come in and just have a good time.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, I know we want to take a look at the rest of the facility. Why don't we head in, take a look at the market and some of the other things that we talked about.
Sounds good.
Hi there. We've made our way into the actual New Leaf Market, and again, we're at Lancaster Greenhouse. I'm with Rob and Jill Allen, owner-operators of the New Leaf Market and Lancaster Greenhouse. And we're inside the facility here, and quite a renovation that's happened over the last, 5-6 months. Maybe that's what I saw. Probably a lot longer than that, right, Rob?
Yeah, it actually has been in the plans for a couple years, but just a lot of steps had to kind of come together to pull it off for this spring.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful facility you have here, and it's really neat to look around because really what the idea is here, locally sourced, if you will. We've got crafts, food items, we've got craft adult beverages and wines. Talk a little bit about some of the vendors that are here, Jill.
Oh, this is the exciting part. I think over the winter we made those connections, and we knew the kind of artwork and vendors that we were looking for, because we definitely wanted that unique experience for our shoppers. So we teamed up with Ohio Liberty Pottery. They're out of Roscoe Village.
Okay.
Amazing work. Custom 10s. I'm sorry, 10 Customs. They're out of Lancaster. We actually went to school with him.
Oh, great.
So he does some metal work.
Yep.
But just really unique gifts. As you can see, a lot of the Buckeye and the Ohio, the state, in that. But it's the community's really taken a hold of it, and I love the fact that they're coming back in for those unique gifts.
And I think it's really neat. You've created some really interesting partnerships with local businesses. You mentioned a few. Behind us here, we have products from the Well, the coffee shop downtown.
I fell in love with the Buckeye bars.
Yeah,
absolutely. So
it's really cool when you walk around. You're going to see people that you recognize and notice from the community that actually have stuff here for sale. Let's talk a little bit more the New Leaf Market's been open for how long now?
Since March.
Yeah, we have first of spring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and since then you've been holding events. Tell me a little bit about how you've been using the facility besides just having kind of a market.
Well, actually, and people come in and host their parties, and there I love that because that is the venue where they invite their friends and family. We also have wine tastings, monthly with live music, and it's just a great way to get people gathered in the community. So those have been really taken off, and our next one's on June 26th. And then we also have potting parties. We have a potting bar up top where friends just come in and plant up their pots and have a great time and bring in their own food and snacks. So
absolutely. And you've got some other local favorites here. I mean, we mentioned some of the very local stuff, but we're really all over the state of Ohio. I couldn't help to notice a Jenny's ice cream freezer when we walked in.
Yeah, we love Jenny's. The salty caramel. Although they took a hit there early, they're getting back into it, and they'll be back in our freezers by July 4th.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to that.
I'm sure everybody's looking forward to that, right? Yeah, absolutely. Now, also as part of this facility, I see herbs and seeds and a lot of other things. What else do we have here that is unique to the market?
Well, I think we have an amazing team. I mean, we have Lee and Sharon that are up top, always doing custom orders and our combination plannings and things. So I mean, we definitely need to show you some of those. But I don't know, herb classes, the jewelry.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're kind of switching gears from our spring season being heavily dominated by plants going into our summer season, which is going to be locally sourced produce. Neely Farms are going to have items here.
Okay.
Your sweet corn, tomatoes, melons, that kind of thing. So here soon we'll be offering all of that. And as well, we have, unfortunately, a lot of the local peach crop was affected by the cold, but we do have Georgia Peach Truck will be back. They were here twice last year.
Okay, nice.
Unbelievable. Highly recommend anybody to stop out and visit us.
And when are they going to be here, Rob?
That's going to be
June
coming up
26th.
here in June 26th.
Okay.
And like I said, they have an unbelievable product. Definitely recommend stopping out and visit us on that day for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I know we want to take a look at a little more of the facility and some of the other things that we mentioned. So why don't we take a stroll around? Hi, Travis Markwood with the Lancaster Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce, and you're watching the Young Professional Spotlight segment, and that is sponsored by Crowd Communications. So a big thank you to Crowd Communications for helping us put on this segment each month. Today's special guest, Ellen Vail. She works with Destination Downtown Lancaster and the Ale House 1890. Ellen, welcome to the show.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Glad to have you on the show. Let's get to know you a little bit more. We spoke before the segment, and you are a local girl, right?
I'm
Graduated from?
Lancaster High School, 2008.
2008, go.
Yeah.
All right, good. Shout out to the 2008 class, right?
Right.
Good deal. And then you went on to Kent State, correct?
Yep.
And let's talk a little bit about what you did at Kent State.
Sure. Graduated and went to Kent State. Knew exactly that I wanted to do interior design. So I majored in interior design, was there for 5 years.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
Interior design, and I know we talked a little bit about that. You're not necessarily practicing interior design, but I'm sure there's a lot of things in that degree in terms of creativity that probably help you with what you're doing now.
I couldn't imagine of doing anything else in college, but
Uh-huh.
I guess I kind of left not really knowing what I wanted to do with it.
Sure.
So I think I'm just giving myself time to figure that out.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I know you're putting some of those skills to work with Destination Downtown Lancaster. You're an administrative assistant there part-time, correct?
Correct.
Working with Leslie Hansen
Uh-huh.
and David Scheffler. Let's
Yeah.
talk about some of the things you've been working on there.
Sure. Well, with my degree, something that you kind of learn is marketing and developing something from small to big. And I met Leslie through something else and love her passion for this organization, and she asked me to do it. And so, I've just been helping with kind of like assisting with event planning and then all the coordination that goes with that, and then also filling in with just administrative stuff that they don't necessarily want to do or need to do because they've got other bigger things to do.
Right.
But it's been a lot of fun, a lot of problem solving and learning how a nonprofit works.
Yeah.
David and Leslie are definitely good people for this kind of
Absolutely.
organization.
They do a nice job over there. And
Yeah.
I know for that organization, because obviously we share our office space and partner very closely with them. Kind of hard to make that a part-time job, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work for not a lot of people understand what really goes into it. They're always like, what do they really do? And I'm like, what do they really not do?
Right. Absolutely. Now, also, you work for Ale House 1890, of course, one of the premier restaurants, and that it just opened up within the last year. And I know everybody's still excited about this restaurant. What are some great things going on there?
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's been really interesting to be a part of, first of all, just the growth of downtown and something that is so big and for downtown.
Right.
I've worked for Matt Brady before when he worked at Billy Crickett's, and I have a lot of respect for him. So I was like, I would love to be a part of this evolution. So it's been a lot of fun. Excited for the summer months for the open patio. And
absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely brought a whole new vibe to downtown.
No question. Definitely instrumental in kind of the resurgence and redirection of downtown. So it's been a
lot of fun.
Good. How about when you're not working?
Sure.
What are some things that you enjoy doing, or some other things that you're involved in?
Well, something I like to do on the side, and it's something that I just kind of like learned through school, is I do some graphic work. Just friends that need things. Like right now, I have a friend who's getting married, so I'm doing her entire like wedding like invitation package. And she's also has a small business that I've helped kind of like brand her a little bit and just do little things for her. I try to extend myself with that kind of stuff. I do also work for another friend who, her and her husband own a very like minute part of marketing business, and right now they're giving me a graphics opportunity, something promotional for them. And so I like to do stuff like that. It's something that I can continually build my skills with, and I enjoy being creative. So it's a challenge for myself personally outside of work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, I tell you, it's been a pleasure having you on the show and getting to know you a little bit more, Ellen. And I'm sure we'll see you in the office soon, right?
Yeah. See you in a couple hours.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
This, folks, has been the Young Professional Spotlight, again, brought to you by Crowd Communications.
As a company of young professionals, Crowd Communications is proud to sponsor this segment. We specialize in helping businesses and organizations get the right message to the right audience, at the right time, and in the right way. To learn more about Crowd Communications and how they can help you with your communication needs, visit them at cryocommunications.com.
All right, we're back here at Business Forward, and again, we're at the Lancaster Greenhouse. Rob and Jill Allen are here, and we're in their New Leaf Market. And we mentioned partnerships throughout the community with local vendors and such, and Sparkle and Rust is one of those partners. And gosh, they've got metal containers here, and even some old fishing tackle boxes, tool boxes, and you guys are doing some really unique things with those in terms of customized plantings, right?
Absolutely. Like Jill mentioned earlier, we have a design staff that is hands down the best I've ever seen. They can take anything you can dream of and turn it into something amazing. Like, for example, an old chicken feeder behind us. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, it's just, just amazing. I would never think of something like that myself. And then obviously some of your standard pottery, they can do amazing things. Whether it's a piece that you have, you could bring it in here and we can custom fill it based on your, sun, shade, color, schemes that you like to go with. And a lot of folks, we actually see customers bring things back seasonally as well. Typically, they'll do a great spring planting, then towards fall, we'll freshen it up with, mums and, holiday type things for the fall season. And then later in the season, towards winter, we'll also refreshen it up with holiday greens. And so basically, customers will have 3 or 4 seasons out of their containers and keep their, home or business looking festive and seasonal all year long.
Sure, absolutely. Seasonality, obviously, the greenhouse is a big deal. So you're talking about how you move through the seasons. How quickly do those change? I mean, we know what the seasons are, but when do you start to get product in for the next season?
It's constant. We are always at least 6 to 12 months ahead. We're currently planting mums right now for our September season.
Okay.
So, we're still sowing geraniums and petunias, but at the same time, we're already planting, 3-4 months down the road. So it's constant. It's a really interesting business to be part of, just because every season is totally different.
Right. And not everything in here in the showroom is actually, related to planting, flowers and such. We have decorative wreaths, I think, by someone locally, right?
Yeah, Carrie Campbell. Her wreaths were not able to stay in the shop this spring. So I know she's working on the next season now, to bring those in, and she takes custom orders as well. So.
Fantastic. Yeah, just to encourage everyone, stop in and take a look at the shop. I guarantee you're going to know somebody that has a product in here. Now, I know that we want to take a look at just one or two more things before we leave. I think we want to go over to maybe where some of the herbs are at, and you've kind of got a unique feature on the wall over here we want to take a look at, right?
Sounds good, yeah.
All right,
Absolutely.
let's go.
Business Forward Ribbon Cuttings is brought to you by the Frankie Smith Funeral Home. Respect for tradition, regard for change. Locations in Lancaster and Baltimore. Visit them at their website at funeralhome.com.
All right, back here again with Jill and Rob Allen, and we're in their New Leaf Market. We've moved over to the other side, and we're surrounded by fresh herbs and a really unique feature back here. But let's talk a little bit about how much this is really a friends and family type business. You guys have everybody working here, right?
Yeah, I love it. A lot of our gang, they've been with us for 16 years.
Okay.
So, they love what they do. They are very passionate about, helping other people, get the amazing yard. And Ellen, she's, working with the herbs, all our perennials. Her dad even has cards.
So is it
greeting cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
So,
okay. So a little bit of everything.
It is. So it's great to have them, and we love them dearly. So I'm just glad they're on board with us.
Absolutely. So we have to ask. We have at least a part of a car back here, right? but you've really turned into a pretty neat feature here in the shop. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, this, in a sense, just kind of sets a tone of the way the direction gardening itself has gone. A lot of repurposing, a lot of recycling, a lot of reusing. This just happened to be an old piece of junk, essentially, rotting away in a corner of one of our properties that we bought a few years back. And with some effort, we dug it out and kind of turned it into a cool little garden accent here in our shop. But that's definitely the direction things are going, just working that vintage kind of reclaimed look back into the yard and garden. And it's been fun seeing that transition through the years.
Yeah, absolutely. We mentioned people bring all kinds of stuff in here. What's the weirdest thing you've planted something in? Put you on the spot.
I'd have to say one of the weirder ones would be a bedpan, toilet seat type.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Number of things related to that, actually. So that's probably the most strange.
Good deal. Well, I bet you guys see it all. It looks like you're doing fantastic work here. I know before we walk out, we want to kind of see the rest of the staff maybe up front where we check out, and we'll sign off here and let people know how they can get a hold of you and where you're at. All right, welcome back. We've made our way over here to what really is the checkout area of the market, again with Rob and Jill Allen. And thanks for having us in here today. It's a great facility. I know you've got a lot of exciting things coming up this summer. Why don't you tell us just real quickly about some of the things coming up?
Well, I know we mentioned the peach truck and our beverage.
On June 26th?
That's on June 26th, and we also have the wine tasting. That's also on June 26th.
Okay, perfect.
But all our events and everything that we are promoting here, you could like our Facebook page.
Okay.
So
Facebook
at Lancaster
page.
Greenhouse.
Absolutely. And again, where are you located at?
We're on Route 37, next to Time Warner Cable at the top of the high school lane, real close to Rising Park in Mount Pleasant.
Absolutely. And of course, they are Chamber of Commerce members, so give us a call at the Chamber of Commerce, 653-8251. We'd be happy to give you information on how to get in touch with Rob and Jill. Guys, thanks for having us in today. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's our pleasure
you.
as well. Thank you.
So we got to wrap up the show here so I can do some shopping of my own and check out right here. But thanks for watching, folks. Again, Travis Markwood with the Lancaster Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce. You've been watching Business Forward, a production of Interface Video in partnership with the Lancaster Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce.